Hello and welcome to week 6. I want to start out with an apology. Apparently my phone updated and I have not been receiving my CSP email since about May 25th. So I apologize for that, and for everybody who was emailing me, I offer my sincerest apologies. At the end of these slides here, I have a second way to contact me just in case my phone decides it doesn't want to send through CSP emails again. It's never happened before, but now that it's happened once, I'm a little worried about it. So big apologies for that. I gave everybody full credit on week 4 discussion board 2, as that was what the vast majority of the questions were about. And again, I am very deeply sorry about that. This week, you're going to be focusing on self-regulation, executive functioning, and the 6 Rs. I still haven't been able to find the original 6 Rs article, but I've found the one that I sent is probably the best one I found to briefly summarize them. Otherwise, you can always search um, the library or even just on Google for the 6 Rs and Dr. Bruce Perry and see what you can find other people having to say about it, because it's been around long enough now that there are a lot of other individuals, scholarly and non-scholarly, discussing them both positively and negatively. So this week you're going to watch this remarks video and respond on discussion board. You have some websites, videos, and articles to review. They are combined from last week and this week. And then you can complete 2 discussion board learning activities. There are some deep dive potentials there. And assignment 3 is due Saturday. So first we're going to skip over and look at our discussion boards. So discussion board 1, select one of the articles found in your week 5 and 6 materials. So hopefully they all work this time. Peek behind the curtains. We get pre-built course shells and can edit them as we wish. We're supposed to keep edits to a minimum so that everybody taking the course has a similar experience. But sometimes not everything gets loaded. It looks like everything that was in here last time I taught this class is still in here. So pick one of those um, and review it for resources for integration into your classroom, or go to sources that you're going to use with students and to share with colleagues. So summarize the source in about 1 paragraph, providing information on who, what, where, and why a colleague of yours may find it helpful, and what from the article, video, or website was of most value. How will you use the source? Be sure to share the document title when summarizing and include a citation. I don't know why this picture is here. That should be gone. Please respond to 2 cohort colleagues, preferably 2 that did sources other than you. If you find that none of the week 5 or 6 materials really speak to you, feel free to search wider internet and or library sources for things about executive functioning, self-regulation, or resiliency, or the 6 Rs. Any of those. Week 2, discussion board 2. So you've gone through a whole bunch of resources for pre-K through 12 executive functioning, self-regulation, and intervention strategies. Here, what I would like you to do is so I would like you to peruse educational websites, scholarly journals, magazines, educator blogs, and other resources to find a go-to source for you and your colleagues. What sources work best for you to add to your professional toolbox? So for discussion board 1, it's best if you stick to the ones in the materials. Discussion board 2, you have to go outside of the materials. That being said, if you don't find anything that you like for discussion board 1, you can go outside of the materials for both of them. They should just be different sources. Post your site source, website, whatever it is. Summarize the useful content. That can again be in 1 paragraph. Include the grade level and any other information that would be helpful for your colleagues. And then please respond to at least 2 cohort colleagues. Then on to assignment 3, the 6 Rs of a positive educational experience. Use the 6 R's as a template to prepare a lesson, practice, or presentation, infusing one or more of the 6 R's as it relates to self-regulation and executive functioning. Conclude with key learnings and insights. Part 1 will be the paper, and in week 7, you'll post a one-page overview of your lesson, practice, or presentation in the week 7 discussion board. So looking at the actual assignment, it should be written in third person and include the following. As always, an introduction. And then you're going to do this lesson. So remember, as I said last week, this part of it, I am not as concerned about the APA. Format it in a way that works for you as though you were actually going to use this. I would love if you actually used it. So that's why I want you to format it in a way that's useful to you rather than as a paper. And then end by identifying key learnings or insights and include a conclusion. In this key learnings and insights and in the introduction and purpose is where you should do this stuff. What is your goal of your lesson? Or if it's training for staff, what is the goal? What steps are you going to do? Is this a one-time lesson or are you going to do it multiple times and have follow-up lessons? Make sure you detail every step necessary to successfully implement your plan. Especially if you're doing something for staff, you should have an end goal in mind, and it's probably more than one time doing your lesson or doing similar lessons before everybody will get it. Make sure you identify potential barriers and how you hope to address them. So like I was saying, if you're working with staff, you might need additional follow-up or extra trainings, role play scenarios later on, refreshers. People may be gone and you have to bring them back in for makeup sessions. Like there's a lot going on there. Same thing with students. What do you do if, students are gone the day that your lesson is and it's really important stuff? Make sure that you infuse the 6 R's as they relate to self-regulation and executive functioning. I believe you need to have at least 2. I would have to double check the syllabus. Make sure you don't have to infuse them all, but infuse as many as you can. Make sure you include outside sources, as that will help this part. Using appropriate, relevant, and compelling content to illustrate mastery of the subject. Being able to pull in other resources outside of just 1 or 2 core textbooks is very important as you move forward in the program and in scholarly work. You don't want sources to be every single sentence in your papers, but you also don't want to go pages without any. So for this week, I want to again offer my apologies for this whole email snafu over the last 2 weeks. It is unacceptable and I'm very sorry. With that in mind, my email address is there, but if I don't respond to your email within 24 hours, please text me at 612-202-1771. That is my personal cell phone. So if you do not get a response back, please send me a quick text and just say, can you check your Concordia email? And I will quick pop on, because once I open it up and force stuff through, I got everything all at once. But what I would like you to answer for this week is just tell everybody one happy story from this school year. I think that we're at the time where almost everybody is probably wrapped up school now, and there'll be some mixed feelings, but hopefully everybody can tell us one happy story from this school year. So have a great week. I'm very much looking forward to your assignment 3s. I am going to go back hopefully today or tomorrow and correct the last couple of assignment 2 that came in late. But have a great week. We are almost to the end of this course, so keep up the good work.